and welcome to a new series that I'm going to be starting. I'm not sure if this is going to be a standalone channel, but for now, it's going on the main YouTube channel. This is going to be a podcast slash yap session. Not really sure how it's going to go. Gonna give it a shot though and see how I like it. But yeah, we're gonna talk about mindset things. We're gonna talk about strength, fitness, life. We're gonna talk about various different things and just pick away different parts and kind of just, I'm gonna teach, pretty much treat you like you're just somebody that I'm sitting down having a conversation with. So if you're into that and you think you will enjoy it, stick around. It'll be about 20 to 30 minutes of just sharing random knowledge, random lessons that I've learned. And let's hope that the camera doesn't overheat. I should probably turn that fan on. I'm gonna do that. So you guys don't hear the fan, but if you do, I apologize. So I have some notes here that I'm gonna go over, some quotes, some notes, different things that I want to talk about on this yap session. I'm gonna call them yap sessions because I don't know, sets it apart from podcast. But yeah, I'm gonna be myself, just gonna enjoy it and gonna have fun with it because I like talking, I like sharing how I feel, how my day-to-day life is, and just kind of, it helps me process how I feel as I progress through a day. I'm sorry I probably don't look the best because I've been out in the heat all day. Well, not all day, but been out in the heat for a good part of the day, mowing and weed eating and all those fun things. So yeah, it's been fun, but hold on one sec. Sorry, I thought somebody was here and I had to go look out. Anyways, so yeah. I'm gonna try not to be a robot. I know I have done that in the past videos on my main channel. I've just been so robotic when I'm talking, and I just need to be better at just flowing through it because it doesn't need to be anything super serious. So yeah, I'm gonna just kind of give some life updates here, and we'll go into some mindset things, and then just kind of talk about things that I struggle with on a day-to-day basis, and then yeah, kind of pick apart things like that. And yeah, I apologize if you hear a dog barking. I can't control that. I love dogs, so yeah, if you're okay with that, let's do this. Okay, first thing, graduation. So, big deal. Hello, Gmail. Big deal. You know, I'm gonna eliminate that distraction. So, graduation, as you can see off to the right here, some of the decorations. You might be able to see that, I don't know. But graduation, we wrapped that up, and yeah, I graduated high school. That's pretty big accomplishment, and something I'm definitely proud of. It honestly, it flew by so fast. Just high school as itself, because dang, they're hammering. Somebody's hammering on a wall or something down there. Anyways, graduation wrapped up, and yeah, I don't know. It seems as that first day I got in freshman year, it felt wow, I have 4 years of this. This is gonna either suck or it's gonna be really fun, or I don't know. I didn't really know how to feel. So yeah, it was definitely weird freshman year. Sophomore year, it kind of it went fast, but I would say sophomore year is probably number 2, and then junior year was definitely 4th. Junior year was so rough. Junior year, they're just they crammed all the things that you need to have in that year. It's all those different things, and obviously senior year was the best, but it went by so fast. Senior year just flown by. I had work-based learning, so I was only there half a day, but yeah, graduation was a very good icing on the cake and kind of just a big eye-opener of how big this world is. This world is giant, and there's so many different things you can do, and you can literally do whatever you want to do. And that's just very empowering. And what put even more cherry on top of that is the graduation party. Because, you know, I invited a lot of people. I invited a lot of people that I am friends with, care about, people that love me. And I invited them to that because I want them to be a part of that and celebrate that with me because they're a part of my life. And, you know, I didn't invite everybody and their brother. I invited people that I would truly want with me if the world was ending. And that's just kind of how I looked at it. And it was really cool to see all those people show up for me and see how much they deeply cared, you know. And I know there's some people that couldn't make it, and that's okay, but the whole graduation party and graduation as a whole was something very empowering and very good closing of a chapter. There was a lot of, I noticed a lot of stress in between graduation party. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just like, it's something really big. It's wrapping up a lot of things. But yeah, so graduation done, high school's done. My plan now is to attend Ivy Tech online. So we're going to do that, and then we'll do Ivy Tech online and learn business and marketing. So I'm excited to do that because that'll give me some structure in the fall. And yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, as far as fitness wise, now I post about this a lot on there too. Been staying very, very active. It's hard because, you know, I have physical jobs. I detail, I mow, I do a lot of different things outside of running, lifting, cycling, all that. So it's hard to do a full day of mowing, do a full day of detailing, and then want to go in the gym and do a hard session. So I think right now I'm in like in a period of like, all right, dude, we just need to get through this workout and show up and be consistent. We're not going to fall off the face of the earth if we miss a workout. We're not going to fall off the face of the earth if we don't give it our all or do the weight that we mostly do most of the time, and that's okay. And I've learned to be at peace with that, because honestly it's very, very exhausting trying to control so many things when you can literally only control so much. So that's one thing that I definitely struggled with, but I'm definitely doing a lot better with, if that makes sense. Racing. So we are racing, trying to do more races this summer, and that's the hope. That's always the hope, is to race as much as possible. But it's hard because life, and I'm trying to build business, learn, grow, and try new things. Photography, videography. So I got a new camera, so this is pretty sick. So it's definitely a good balance. But racing is my core and my heart, where my heart is at, and I enjoy it. And that's kind of what I do a lot of things for, is to support racing. So it's definitely a good balance, trying to ride as much as I can, trying to do as much as I can to race, of course. But yeah, I really just enjoy racing when I can. I don't feel the pressure like, oh my goodness, I need to race this weekend, I need to race this weekend. It's just when I can, and that's okay. What else do we have to talk about here? So that's just kind of some life updates. I updated you on life, of course. Now, one of the main things I want to talk about is mindset. Now, oh my goodness, I cannot keep enough water in me. So, mindset. What I've noticed and been picking apart, I try to analyze myself, my response to different circumstances, different activities, whatever that is, different social gatherings, different whatever. And I try to just analyze how I am acting. I'm obviously not too focused on like, I zone out like, oh, I'm tapping my foot on the floor. I don't do that, but maybe when it's over with, I'm like, hey, I could have been a little more present here. I could have been a little bit better here. And that little bit of improvement, I try to, not perfect, so sometimes it doesn't happen, but it is what it is. But one thing I've noticed is damage control. And what I mean by this is I try to always imagine the worst case scenario. I'm like, well, if this happens, then I better be ready, because I think it's almost like a catastrophizing, catastrophizing kind of deal, where it's like, oh my goodness, well, if this happens, I need to be prepared here. So I try to like prepare for all these little teeny tiny things, and it doesn't need to be that way, because at the end of the day, it's going to happen no matter. Whatever can happen will happen, and that's all you can do. So it's hard. It sucks to come to that reality about it, but that's really all you can do. But yeah, damage control is a big thing, and you know, it's like, what if I just imagine the best case scenario? What if I just imagine that this thing could work out the best way it could? And I think that helps you, like, your initiative in a lot of things. So, like, if you're gonna go race and you're imagining that, oh my goodness, I'm gonna get a horrible start, I'm gonna get taken out in a corner or whatever, if you imagine that, it's more likely to happen because you can envision it. So if we just flip that flip that motive and just flip it into what the best case scenario is. So best case scenario is I go out and win the moto. I go out and run a podium. Whatever the best case scenario for you is in that scenario, the more you can apply that, I've found helps. It's not always easy because there's other negative factors. Not everybody in your life will feel that way about it, and that's okay. You don't need to. But yeah, that's one thing I've really focused on, is just the trusting that I am right where I'm supposed to be for a reason. And the more I can be at peace with that, the more the other things coming along with it will correlate and carry over. So I don't know, that's something I find that I guess helps balance that out. But yeah, it's something that I struggle with. I try to control as much as I can, and I don't need to, because it's so hard, because it's where a lot of my anxiety stems from. So like anxiety, making sure things are locked, making sure this is shut, making sure this is off, whatever. It's just a constant loop in my brain. And I think the more I can just fill that with, hey, let's imagine the best case scenario. Let's imagine, hey, I shut this, I lock it, and I walk away. I don't have to check it 800 times. And that's just being completely transparent with you guys. It's being completely vulnerable. But yeah, it's definitely a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's kind of one of the main mindset things I'm trying to shift in my life. And you know, and also, you know, if you want to talk like the topic of graduating, like, you know, it feels like, at least I know, even these past 2.5, 3 weeks since I literally walked out of that school for the last time, I felt like I needed to, like, I was like, all right, dude, let's figure this out. Like, that's literally what I kept telling myself. Let's figure this out. Come on. Even though I know, and everybody around me, my family, my parents, everybody was telling me, like, dude, you don't have to have it all figured out. And I know that. Like, my brain knows that. And it's just like, dude, you don't have to put this pressure on yourself. But I think it just comes from a lot of initiative and drive to want to be the best I can be. And I know that God will be with me, and that will all work out at the end of the day. And there's going to be bumps, there's going to be speed bumps, and that's just part of it. But I felt like I needed to just start sprinting, just taking off. And that's you know, I'm going to take off, I'm going to gas out, and then everybody else is going to pass me. And you know, it's not the fact that I'm worried about everybody else, worried about where everybody else is compared to me. I'm in my own lane, not worried about everybody else. And yeah, it's just staying in motion. And it's just like the famous quote from Newton, like the law, an object in motion stays in motion. And that's very true. So if you can just keep staying in motion and just keep focusing on clicking out the little things and getting the little things right, then the big things will come along. I don't know, this is something that I kind of pick away from other people. So Luke Hopkins, people on social media, I'm trying to get too far off in the weeds on that, but that's something that I would say will help me in the long run, especially someone like me that wants to keep going and keep trying. And even though I'm tired, even though it's hard, it doesn't mean the world stops. And if I can just keep staying in motion, you know, that can carry over into lifting. You know, it's most days I'm tired, and most days I don't want to do it. But that way, if I just give it what I've got that day, the next day, when I am well rested and when I do have a day off, I can absolutely knock it out if I feel like it. So that's kind of the mindset with that. I don't know. It's something that is definitely something you can look at in your life. If you feel like you're constantly sprinting and constantly running from something, or feels like you're running to something, stop, slow down, and just stay in motion. If you can just get those little things right and focus on just attacking those things and focusing on where your focus is. Am I focused on the bad? Am I focused on the good? Like it's the little things like that, like I said, just they stack up, they add up over time. And sure, it's great to be occasionally great. It's great to be that, but it goes back to consistency. And I think that's what it all boils down to at the end of the day. So this talking thing's weird. It's weird, like, talking to a camera, like a legit camera, not a phone. Which I'm grateful for the phone. The phone, nothing will ever take the feeling of a phone away. Sitting and talking to a phone. But yeah, it's just something I have to share tonight. It's just focusing on the best case scenario. And yeah, it is 7:30, and how long are we into this? 15 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah, I got through things pretty quick, but yeah, I just kind of want to make this a series where I don't feel the pressure to do it, but instead of a series for almost like thought journaling or how I feel about certain things, just maybe it's politics, maybe it's racing, maybe it's, hey, I'm really mad, I want you to listen even if 90% of people don't care. That's okay. But yeah, I like this little podcast yap session. Not really sure I want to title it, and we could title it like me yapping for, which not even yapping because that sounds degrading, but it is good knowledge, and I think you guys hopefully can take something away from it. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep chugging away, getting the little things right, and just keep being me. And that's all I can do. And it's weird when you have your entire life ahead of you now. It's weird when you have your entire life ahead of you now, because you're like, wow, like the possibilities are endless. So it's just deciding what you want to do. And I think I set myself up in a good scenario and a good situation that I don't have to be married to one thing or married to one thing for the next 10 years. I can be flexible and learn and try this and try that, which is great because I don't need to start working a full-time job at 18 and not stop until age 65. I just don't believe that that's needed for me. And I'm grateful to be in that situation. I know not everybody is. I know not everybody has that opportunity financially or with their family or family beliefs that you need to be out on your own. But I'm grateful that my family treats me this way because it opens up tons of possibilities for my future. So I'm gonna keep staying positive about it. I'm gonna keep just chugging away at it, learning, growing at my own pace, and above all else, trusting the Lord's plan. That's what I have to leave with you today. I appreciate you watching. Maybe one day we'll have some sponsors to shout out at the end. Maybe. Not gonna be too wishful, not gonna be an overachiever, but yeah, it's sunset right now. Should I go do like a body weight circuit? I don't know, but yeah, thank you for listening to me yap for 18 minutes. That's it for me, and yeah, be kind to one another and love one another. Doesn't cost anything.